Hello and welcome to the Penno channel. Before we start, if you could like the stream and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy our content. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. It's much appreciated. I'm joining my bro Ads for the match preview for Aston Villa versus Legia Warsaw in the Conference League tomorrow at Villa Park. And I'm excited because if we win tomorrow, it all confirms top spot within the group. We'll go to Zelensky away in game week 6 and can probably rest and field a weaker side. Bro, how you feeling about the game tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting revenge on these guys.
It's needed, isn't it?
I think that first game, we were playing like a completely changed side. We didn't know what to expect. But yeah, we need to just show them what Villa's about, I think, this game now.
Yeah, I was thinking about that game earlier. I think it's if there's anywhere in Europe to go away for your first game, that's right up there. I think Turkish sides usually have a great atmosphere as well, like intimidation factor. But Legia away for your opening game in Europe after it's been so long could have been quite intimidating on the players. And I think that was shown in the way we played in that game. They went ahead twice for us to come back twice and still inevitably lose the game. I think some of the players may have just been in awe of the atmosphere, even though a number of them had played in Europe a number of times before. We just felt like the occasion was a bit much. So I can't wait till tomorrow for us to get our own back. And it's a game we should be looking to win. Both sides currently top of the table on the same amount of points. Win tomorrow, I think we top the group. Legia, they lost to AZ Alkmaar. AZ even got a red card within that game. They ended up losing that game. Got 2 victories against Zelensky. So it sets it up nicely for tomorrow. Anything else to add to that?
Nah, I just fully agree with what you're saying, and obviously they'll have the mentality as well of even just coming for a point will probably be a good result for them. So we just have to make sure that we just score early, control the game, and yeah, just punish them, man. Ruthless, because we need
even looking.
we
Yeah,
need the 2-goal difference.
For sure. Even looking back at the stats from that game, 19 shots to their 8. Both had 6 on target, which probably let us down. But, Villa, 61% possession, more passes. It may not have felt like it. It didn't feel like it at the time, but we kind of did dominate the game. They were just very clinical on the break. And, there was haphazard defending. And I don't think if Emery was to play that again, there would be certain players that wouldn't be playing that started in that game. You have to think going back to it. It was Lenglet's first game for us, so it's going to be difficult for him. He's come on leaps and bounds since then. Callum Chambers started as well. He was just a bit all over the place, and I think we'll get it right tomorrow. So going into that, thoughts on the lineup? How do you reckon we'll approach this huge game on the weekend? Now it looks like we're really going for top 4. Maybe the title. But yeah, huge game on the weekend away at Bournemouth. How do you reckon Unai Emery approaches this one?
No, I liked how you just dropped that one in there as well. But
we're right Emery, up there.
Emery today was just like everyone's fit, everyone trained well, outside of like Mings and Buendia. I'm not sure about Traore though. But yeah, I'd be looking to rest some players, man. We have a big game against Bournemouth Sunday without Kamara, which I think is going to be a massive miss. We have City on the Wednesday straight after. So yeah, I'd be resting players like McGinn. Powell never plays conference anyway, so that's fine. Dougie, I'd be resting Dougie for Sunday as well, because he's going to have to play a different role, a role that's going to need him to exert more energy, maybe tracking back, receiving from the build-up more. So yeah, I'll be looking to rest them type of players, and we're giving opportunities, man. I mean, even our weakened side, maybe not as weak as we played in the original game, but even our weakened side, like quote marks, we still should have enough to be beating Legia. Let's be honest. So yeah, some injured players coming back. Don't know how fit and ready they are to start, but if they are, then yeah, there'll be certainly two players I can think of that I'll be starting. What about you?
Yeah, I think it's a similar approach. You have to rest and rotate. I know it's crucial that we come top of the group because we get a bye week into the next round, but it's the December time now, Christmas period. From where we are in the league as well, games are coming thick and fast. Like it's ridiculous. You've got the top two in the next 2 weeks. Well, in the next week and a bit, you've got a tricky game at Bournemouth where we don't do well at anyway. Historically, we're a different side now, but it's a tough place to go to. I was looking across Bournemouth's results, and a lot of the results I didn't pick up was against the top teams. When they played teams around them, they have managed to pick up points, and they've got some decent points at home as well. They've got a point away at Brentford, so Bournemouth on a bad start. They beat Newcastle 2-0 the other week at the Vitality, so they can play. They can play. So yeah, it's imperative. So I think we'll be looking to rest a few. Yeah. Do you want to propose your lineup? What your lineup would be?
Yeah, my lineup. Yeah, I'm ready for my lineup. I think Martinez in goal. I'd start Moreno. I think Moreno's been on the bench now for 5 to 6 games. It's time, man. Let's see what the guy's got, man. Let's see what he's looking like post injury. So yeah, Moreno starts for me. Restinha for the weekend, etc. Lenglet comes in, like the poor guy can't even get like a single minute of Premier League game. Like this is the only time he gets to express himself.
He's
so
looked very good. He's looked very good in the conference.
He just kills me because he doesn't even get like 2 minutes, 3 minutes off the bench to see a game out. And was just like, "No, you stay there."
Straight in conference, isn't it? Yeah.
Your time will come, man. Like not even any sympathy minutes or anything. But Lenglet starts. Carlos for me starts.
You give him Carlos again. You get thrown straight in after.
Yeah, because Lenglet and Carlos, they have synergy and they're just used to each other at this point in the conference games. We've won games with them starting the last 2 AZ games. So yeah, and then Konza right back wouldn't start Cash. Play Konza right back. Konza gets to tucking into the right centre role in possession. We're going to dominate the ball. Moreno hopefully would be the one to push on. So yeah, I'll be happy with Konza playing a right back role. He's not really going to be right back. The only time we right back would be out of possession, and I can't really see Legia having that much spells where they dominate the ball. There'll be more them transitioning on us.
For sure.
Yeah, do you agree with that defense, or would you change anything?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I don't think Matty Cash will start, albeit he might, and we might put him in because he only played 45 at the weekend, and you might see it as an opportunity to give Konza less minutes again because Konza's played every game in the Premier League. So maybe there's a chance of that. But yeah, the other 3 I agree with. I think it's time for Moreno to get minutes now, and let's see where he's at. Perfect opportunity for him to play, 80 to maybe 90 minutes. So moving into the midfield, how have you got that looking?
Yeah, so right mid, Bailey starts. Bailey's been integral in our Europa Conference League games. This is his playground at Villa Park as well. So yeah, Bailey starts. Midfield 2 of Tillemans and Kamara. Luis gets a rest. Kamara has to play 90 minutes for this game because he's suspended for Sunday. There's no rest concerns with him. Tillemans, midfielder, yeah. Even though that was the midfield duo that did suffer a bit in the reverse fixture, I just feel like with a stronger back four, with us being more compact on transition, like them two will be fine. And then Ramsey's trained now all day. Emery said he's fine. He's come off the bench against Spurs. Yeah, let's get Moreno and Ramsey back. And even if Ramsey only plays 60, and same with Moreno, I'd love to see these guys start if it's willed, like if they're fine to start. So yeah, that would be my midfield 4. What would you change about that?
I agree. I think that will be it. The only one that Emery might possibly not do is Ramsey and Zaniolo, but apart from that, yeah, I agree.
See, I was thinking more Ramsey and McGinn because McGinn does tend to start every game and he's our captain. But I thought maybe with City midweek after, he might consider just resting McGinn.
No, I mean, who's playing off the left? I agree with the midfield.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think the left midfielder might be McGinn instead of Ramsey. That's the only thing I'm weighing off because McGinn doesn't really.
So you don't think Zaniolo will get minutes at all from Emery's
I don't think he'll start the game. I don't think he'll start the game. He could get minutes potentially coming on for like a striker role. But
I think that's one you might be surprised by.
Maybe. I hope not, but maybe. I just don't see how.
feeling Zaniolo at all, are you?
I don't see if he's coming in for Ramsey. Like that's just restricting Ramsey's minutes. Like Ramsey's the better player. Ramsey's the more important long-term player.
I get that, but we don't know what state Ramsey's at. He came on for what? How many minutes on the weekend? Was it 4? So yeah, we'll have to see. But I wouldn't be surprised if Zaniolo starts.
Yeah, I think that would then be too weak. Like I think that would be then us like not respecting Legia a bit. If we went Zaniolo, Tillemans, Kamara, Bailey, I don't know. Zaniolo's off the left as well. We know his position on the right. Like if we're gonna play him, I'd play him off the right and maybe with Bailey off the left. But yeah, hopefully it's Ramsey. I'd love to see Ramsey.
I can't wait to see Ramsey start, and I hope it is him as well. I hope he's ready to start. Before we go into the strikers, CFCOG, big up bros. You see United fumble it tonight. Yeah, that's mad.
Is that full time?
3-3 with Galatasaray. Yeah, full time. Absolute fumble.
Listen, I hope
CFCOG.
Listen, I hope Nana plays like this against us, man. Like Louis like popping stuff outside the box. We'd have a.
I'm gonna say, we need to get into the details of this coefficient because after Newcastle last night and Man U today, looking like English teams aren't going to do too great in the Champions League this season. Yeah. So we need to pay close attention to that coefficient and see if it affects us. Because
it's good to laugh at United, but like the one time I want to laugh at United, like it affects us. But I don't know. I just feel like that's something out of our control. Like we can only just focus on our
for sure. I'm just telling English teams need to fix up. That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, going on to the forwards, front two.
Watkins and Duran.
Watkins and playing both.
Yeah, playing both. I've noticed with Duran, he does like to come short and occupy like the same similar roles that Diaby does, and I'd love to see Duran just like dropping deep, turning, maybe getting into his playmaker bag a bit, feeding Watkins. They can switch roles as well. I think Duran, if you don't start Duran against Conference, we might as well just sell him. Like when else is the guy going to get a chance? Okay, that's a bit dramatic. Or even loan him in January if he doesn't start the Conference game. Like he's fit. This is his only opportunity to start games. It's not going to happen in the Prem. Like just give the guy a chance.
Well, he started in Legia.
Started in Legia, scored,
yeah.
Started against Mostar, got taken off half time. He wasn't good, but neither was most of the team. That was a bit unfortunate. Made his impact against Palace. Who else has he scored against? He scored against Hibernian in the original qualifier. Yeah, just start him. And then I think he can't drop Watkins. I don't think you can drop Watkins, so I'd like to see both of them play.
Do you reckon Emery's got it in him to drop Watkins and play? So bringing this guy back again. Ramsey or McGinn, Bailey on the right, and then Zaniolo and Duran.
Well, he played
because there's all this talk. There's all this talk that he's not playing in his proper position, playing up top with Duran as that second shot in that hole.
But he did that in the first game, and he looked horrible, man.
Well, it was operating more. Wasn't it Bailey as acting as a second striker and McGinn off the right and Zaniolo was off the left?
I think he was fluent. Like Zaniolo was occupying like the central roles quite a bit as well. Like if you remember where his original shot came off as well, he was like roaming them areas.
Yeah, but he was still playing off the left. So
I can't remember.
I could still see that happening. I think that could be a possibility as well.
I wouldn't be surprised. When we've got all our players back from injury, I can't be seeing this guy starting. And there's this opportunity cost of so many players you'd be denying. I think Watkins has to start. I think Watkins continue his goal scoring form and just not disrespect Legia too much. I think Zaniolo Duran would just be too much. Like I'll go Duran. Yeah, I'll be before Duran. So Zaniolo.
I know your thoughts and opinions on Zaniolo, but what do you think Emery will do? We're going off the basis of Emery now.
Yeah.
Do you think
I genuinely think out of my team that I've selected, I think Emery will go. He'll start McGinn. And he might start Cash instead of Conda.
Okay.
Well, I think the rest. Unless you got like some inside knowledge that you know about.
You'll have
That's
to wait
that's
until
that's
tomorrow.
that's that's, that's what you seem to be doing. Man's like sitting on some bad boy piece of information or something that you
I'm
told
just
me, isn't it?
saying, don't be surprised if he started. William Ford always comments on the videos. Appreciate your support. He goes, "Hi lads, can't stay, but we'll catch up tomorrow. Think it'll be tougher than some are expecting, but all the best if you're at the match." Thanks for that. We'll appreciate the comment. George Coombs comes. Big up the Villa lads. Cheers, George. Thanks for the
Big
comment.
up, George. Thanks for the comment.
Yeah, as Will says, it will be a tough game. We've got to watch out for Mucci. He tore us apart in that game in spells. Got a brace. He's
Yeah,
kind
good
of their
player.
star man, very good player. So he'll operate off that left side. So if his cons are starting right back or Cash and whoever's in front of him, they'll have to be wary of him because he's very good on transition and he killed us twice in that game. I think he's the player we really should be looking out for from Legia. And if we can keep him quiet, I think we'll get the 3 points. Yeah, so that's it for the preview. Score predictions. What are you going for?
3-1 Villa.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go 2-1, but I can see 3-1 as well. 2-1 Villa. I'm gonna go for Tielemans and Duran to score.
Tielemans, man.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
go Watkins brace and probably something like McGinn off the bench, hero ball or something. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll go McGinn off the bench. Or if he starts McGinn, yeah, I'll go with that.
Well, you know how they're gonna come with their atmosphere. I think there's only 800 and odd, close just under 900 able
Yeah, but
to allocation, but you know the atmosphere is gonna be right up there.
them lot will be
They're
sounding
gonna
like 40,000, man. You know how them
yeah,
lot get down.
yeah,
So
yeah. So it's gonna be right up there. Can't wait, man. It's gonna be a proper atmosphere. Yeah. Anything else to add, bro? Thoughts on the presser today from Emery and also the Rail Union takeover.
the Rail Union, it's a bit mad, isn't it? Like, well, I guess from Emery's point of view, he would have spoke to Munchie about it and seen like, let's see if Sawiris can invest in like his brother's business and that, which is fair enough. I don't think I've seen that before though. Like where a manager just gets like, I don't even think Pep could convince Man City to buy like some random like Catalonia club or that. Emery must be persuasive, man. It is what it is. It adds to V Sports. I don't really think Villa will benefit. I think it will be more Union benefit from it than vice versa.
Yeah,
But
yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
man. What did you think about it?
Yeah, it's interesting. As you say, I don't think I've ever seen that happen for a manager before, that I'm not aware of. I'm sure managers get incentives that are kept hush hush and quiet, but I've never seen one made so public and such a donation to the Emery family for ownership. Is yeah.
I
Where's
think
seen all the video of Wes and everything. It's
Emery
mad.
might be the most powerful man in Brom at this point.
For sure, for sure.
Boss calls, man.
We've got another comment. Ravi, big up, big up, Ravi. Thanks for joining. He's got a question for us. I know Ravi's not a Villa fan, so he's asking us our thoughts here. Question: thoughts on the way Villa link up together as a team? Yeah, it's been so impressive since Emery's come since Gerrard was here. We didn't expect this turnaround to this sort of level so soon. Was watching some stuff today regarding us and how we set up, and even though we play in that 4-4-2, there's so many different ways we set up the system to try and achieve the 5 in a line against a back 4 or back 5 with it's either the 2 full backs, the 2 inside forwards, and then Watkins, or we can operate where we drop. Kamara stays in there, Cash drops back, and we have the 2 inside, the wing like midfielders, McGinn, Sales, Aniola, or Ramsey, or whoever it is, come inside as well. And then, yeah, there's just so many ways we build up from the back, and it's just amazing at the moment. And long may it continue, man. Because knowing Emery, there'll be more little details that he'll start to put into our team. Once other teams think they've started to work us out, there'll be other aspects of the game that it'll change and how we build up and how we play. Yeah, what are your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, man. Especially the point about getting to a 5 at the end. Like, there's lots of ways we can link up, which is good to see,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, it is. Ravi with another question. Do you think Douglas will go? Douglas
No,
might
no, no,
go.
no, 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 no,
No,
no,
let
no,
me
no,
finish.
no, no.
Douglas might go at some point in his Villa career. Well, he'll definitely go at some point in his Villa career. But January, no, I don't think so. Summer's a different story. But January, no chance. I can't see it. For the money Villa will demand, I can't see it happening at all.
Arsenal fans, get used to
And
Ruben Neves, man.
Arsenal can't afford Douglas Luiz's
Arsenal
January.
fans, get used to Ruben Neves. Start watching Neves comp. Start putting him in your fantasy teams and that. Like, think about it like that, cause you haven't got 100 million plus for Dougie.
Yeah, facts.
Like, let's be honest, then.
Yeah, facts. So yeah, Ravi, January, no chance. Summer, we'll see. We'll see what happens. George, again, how would you guys rank Power in terms of influential signings in the last few years? Right up there.
What a question!
Right up there. It's a great question, George. And for me, right up there because he's changed the whole. I know with Mings, we did change and how we were operating and how progressive he was with the ball. Same with Konza, but Pau Torres, just look at his numbers. He literally progresses. It's the highest progressor in the league for progressing with the ball through passing.
Yeah, like the amount. I think it's some of the yards
The
carried
amount of
as well.
yards, and the yards carried. So we start our game through Pau Torres, and he dictates how we play. So in terms of influence, he's right up there.
It's him Watkins, or from a mentality aspect, you could say Martinez.
Emmy's there. But in terms of currently now influence, and it's Pau Torres is probably our most influential player in terms of how we played the game of football, because he just conducts everything from that position, and he'll either come short, he'll play in the build up, or he finds that pass in behind or to the feet of Watkins through the lines. Yeah, right up there in terms of influence, for sure, and just how we play. You got anything to add on that?
Yeah, I agree. I think he's elevated the levels of the defenders around him as well in terms of his confidence. We got to remember as well, Pau Torres is yet to play with Moreno and Ramsey on his side. Arguably the two better players than what he's played with so far. Digne's been good from last season, but imagine Pau playing these passes with better players that can get up the pitch, better players on the ball. He'll look even better. So yeah, Pau, genius signing. Really enjoying watching him play, and yeah, up there for most influential for sure.
Big question here, and I'm going to leave this for you. Ravi comes back with another great question. How long do you give Unai to win a trophy?
May. If he ain't won by May, he's got to go, man. That's it. Nah. I don't know what. It's a weird one, isn't it? Because trophies are just all it's look based, isn't it? A lot of the times, but you'd expect us to win conference with the team we've got. That'll be the one, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't think there's any time limit on Unai. Like I think
agree.
Unai just unless it gets catastrophically bad and like we start losing, which I can't see anytime soon. Yeah, I think he's here for like what, the next 3 years probably minimum.
If we can continue on this trajectory, the trophies will come. I guarantee that, because it's not just the trajectory in the league. He's a serial winner as well. So
yeah,
like in terms of tournaments and trophies, he's a serial winner. So if it continues, I think the trophies will just fall into place at some point.
It's interesting that he asked that question, because Emery was talking in his presser today about trophies, and he kept like referencing the Carabao Cup. That really seemed to have like annoyed him that they got knocked out on that. I know
I'm glad it did. I'm glad it did, because he's a winner.
He named up the FA Cup as what he wants to focus on next. So hopefully we get better luck than last year, man. And he is looking at the FA Cup, and he didn't mention as well. He goes the Premier League as well, and then he laughed to himself, and he's just like, obviously a lot harder than the others, but that's also a title. I like that answer. There you go.
Yeah, another one from Ravi. Can you attract top players at Villa? And he said, or what you consider top players. I think a big one was Mr. Diaby this summer. I think a lot of clubs, when they saw Villa signing Moussa Diaby, did not expect them to pull that off. I know there's a lot of clubs who look back on that now. Fans of those clubs say, I wish we looked in and signed Moussa Diaby, just from an outside looking in. So do you consider Moussa Diaby a top player? I think he's not. He wasn't that far off. Okay, he's not the elite, but he's not that far off in the next list for sure, in the Premier League anyway. So can they attack top players?
I just think
not
with
the elite, but the level below for sure.
Yeah, I just feel with like the ridiculous amount of money in the Prem, like teams like Villa and Newcastle, their purchasing power is better than most of the teams in Europe. Whether you see that as a positive or a negative on like the overall context of football, it's up to you. But yeah, it's crazy. Like the amount of money we have, the amount of wages we can offer a player. Players want to play in the Premier League. If we continue this form and we do say get Europa League, Champions League, we become even more attractive. Players who want to play under a top manager. Yeah, man. So not elite players probably. Like I don't think we can't pull off players like
not just
Declan Rice.
No way.
If you look at players that have gone recent, like the Declan Rice, that those not yet, but just under that level. Yeah. I reckon come January, if we're top 4, you never know what player might be tempted by the Villa project. You're going to get increased wages, play the best league in the world. Is what you never know, isn't it?
Yeah, you just look at. I think the one to look at for position league that for me, the last season a bit is centre backs. You sign 2 Champions League centre backs permanently, and you've got another Champions League centre back on loan currently in the squad. That's just centre backs who have come from teams who are in Europe every year. So, yeah, I think the elite, not just yet, but just under that bracket. I think Villa have the owners, the ambition, and can attract those sort of players, especially if we're in the position we're in now. I think that's about it. Thank you all, guys, for the comments. The comments have been great tonight from all of you. Really appreciate it. Gives us something extra to talk about. And yeah, again, if you could like the stream, subscribe if you enjoy the content. We really appreciate it. And drop a comment at the video if you're not watching live. Or even if you are watching live, if you've got any other questions, drop them in the comments. We'll respond to them. Bro, what's the question you want to ask? I know you like asking new questions.
Yeah, I want to ask people that tune into the video, who do you think is the most naturally gifted player at Villa currently? I want to hear what people think, because I've got my idea, but I'd love to hear what other people think as well.
Naturally gifted?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool question, isn't it? Little thinker.
Are we going just
it's up to them to decide, boys.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone's fit. Yeah.
I'll leave it to them. Thanks all. Thanks for joining, bro. Thanks for joining, man. Much appreciated as always.
Love it as always, bro.
Yeah. And we'll be doing a max reaction after the game tomorrow. Probably be coming out Friday. So look out for that. And cheers all. Thanks for joining.